Hi guys, my name is Rishabh Sawhney, age 31, height 5'10", and these are my profiles.
I love it. I love it. बहुत बढ़िया. This is the exact audition introduction that we needed. Perfect. First film and a mega hit. Plus you getting a negative role. Tell us what was the mixed reactions and the emotions that you were going through.
I was on top of the world, to be honest, and I felt like, oh shit, this is going to be a huge responsibility as well. So I need to, tighten my laces and go all out with this.
आमतौर पर जब कोई वर्कआउट करता है, जिमिंग करता है, तो उनके मोटिवेशंस होते हैं गाने. For you, was the motivation like ऋतिक को मारना है, ऋतिक से मार खानी है, ऋतिक को मारना है, ऋतिक को मार खानी है?
My trainer is a little strict. He did not like the fact that I'm listening to music and working out because he himself was there enough to motivate me during the workout.
Speaking about eyes, कंजक्टिवाइटिस की दवाइयाँ कैसी चल रही है आपकी?
बहुत सही चल रही है.
दिख रहा है like your eyes have become perfect.
होगी.
Tell us everything that went behind keeping that one eye red.
So that was Siddharth sir's idea to give the character a red eye, and I think it played out really well. I mean, that did half the job right there. It was a lens.
What was your reaction जब आपने पहली बार ऋतिक रोशन को देखा, उनसे मिले?
Set पे था, ऋतिक सर चलते हुए आ रहे थे, मैंने उनको देखा and I was like, oh God, what a man.
इससे मार खाने में कितना मजा आएगा?
Hi guys, this is Rishabh Sawhney and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Hi guys, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. My name is Urmin. Well, fighter is all we are talking about and of course, अगर फिल्म की बात हो रही है तो इस फिल्म के किरदारों के साथ साथ विलेन की बड़ी तारीफें हो रही है. And it's interesting that from someone who you watch on screen and you want just hate, इन्हें ऑफ स्क्रीन देखकर काफी लड़कियां लट्टू हो रही है. So please welcome Rishabh Sawhney. How are you doing, Rishabh?
I'm good. Hi guys, my name is Rishabh Sawhney, age 31, height 5'10", and these are my profiles.
One. I love it. I love it. बहुत बढ़िया. This is the exact audition introduction that we needed. Perfect.
This is ingrained in like us actors who were auditioning for a while now.
First film and a mega hit. Plus you getting a negative role. Tell us what was the mixed reactions and the emotions that you were going through.
So initially, when I signed the film, I was on top of the world, to be honest, and I felt like, oh shit, this is going to be a huge responsibility as well. So I need to, tighten my laces and go all out with this. I was over the world. I was on top of the moon, yaar. Matlab, I've been working for this particular break for the last 6 years, and I've given like hundreds of auditions, and so many times I was close to cracking a character. But then something or the other, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And then when Fighter happened, I realized why all of that did not work out. Because one of the criteria was that I shouldn't have done a lot of work before this.
Correct.
And this was, I think, the perfect way to enter Bollywood, come into the scene of Bollywood.
But ज़्यादातर जितने एक्टर्स होते हैं वो अगर बॉलीवुड में अपनी एंट्री चाहते हैं तो वो डेफिनेटली एक लीड एक्टर की भूमिका निभाना चाहते हैं. But for you, it was a negative character. Were there any apprehensions?
Yeah, when I came to Bombay to become an actor, मेरे दिमाग में भी यही था that I want to do a lead actor, हीरो ही करना है. But villain से कभी मुझे problem नहीं थी because I've grown up watching Bollywood and I have always admired Gabbar, Shakal or Mogambo. All of these characters were such larger than life characters कि मतलब फिल्म में flavor तो यही लोग लाते थे. मेरे को ऐसा लगता था. फिर OTT आया. एंड OTT में मैंने इतनी ब्रिलियंट परफॉर्मेंसेस देखी बाय सो मेनी डिफरेंट एक्टर्स दैट वो एक हीरो विलन वाला वो कॉन्सेप्ट ना काइंड ऑफ इट वेंट अवे इन OTT कि आपका टैक्सी वाला भी हीरो हो सकता है आपके OTT के स्क्रिप्ट के हिसाब से या वेब सीरीज के हिसाब से. पुलिस वाला इज ऑल्सो हीरो. इट कैन बी एनीवन. एंड तो वो चले गया. बट देन व्हेन आई गॉट दिस फिल्म एंड आई गॉट द नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर आई वाज लाइक ब्रो व्हाट अ नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर टू हैव. Malab, if you've seen the film,
yes,
this guy Azhar, he's messing with the Air Force, he's messing with the Pakistani army. So he's the ultimate boss, and isse better what can I ask for, yaar?
So how were you approached for the character of Azhar Akhtar?
So Mukesh Chhabra sir's team contacted me to audition for the part. Initially, I wasn't told that it's for fighter.
Okay.
I was told that it's a negative character in a film, and we auditioned on a dummy script. This was back in April 2022.
All right.
And then, like any other audition, I gave the audition and I forgot about it because agla audition.
Correct.
When if they need me, they'll call
नेकी
me.
कर दरिया में डाल type.
Correct. but ये attitude आने में बहुत time लगा. पहले तो बहुत tension हो जाती थी हर audition के बाद हुआ नहीं हुआ क्या update.
correct.
But then by this time I had been here 4 years and I knew the drill. So I went back to my casting job and I was working and I think in June I was burnt out. And I told my boss, sir, I think I need to stop casting now because I'm burnt out. I quit my job and a week later I got a call from Mukesh sir's team ki please come back, they've liked your audition and they want to shoot 6-7 variations of the same scene.
Okay.
So I went there and sir's assistant Utsav was there. He and me, we and Meet, there was another assistant Meet. We auditioned. We did 6-7 variations and then another 10 days later I got a call. Siddharth sir has liked your audition and he would like to meet you. And that is how it started. And then I met Siddharth sir and he was pretty happy with what I had told him, what conversation we had. And yeah, after that we met another time after 10 days and he was even happier because he told me ki you need to increase your size. So 10 din mein I'll be back. Let's see how much you can gain till then. And being from a bodybuilding background, in those 10 days I gained around 5-6 kgs and I went. And so I was like, this is good.
Because I think you right now as Rishabh and Azhar seem to be two different people. You gained and you have lost the weight for sure.
Yeah.
So was there like an entire transformation journey that you had to go through and when did that start?
So that started as soon as sir told me that I need to look like this huge guy in the film, right? The exact term he used was, tu samajh ki tu Thanos hai and tere samne Avengers hai. So you have to look that big, you have to have that bigger stature. And I started then only, I was actually working with a personal trainer before also, but I got a better personal trainer after this. Like, this guy is insane. So I started working out with him and then I started following a proper nutrition plan. I was kind of eating around 7 to 8 meals a day, all of them high in protein and carbs. And like I was stuffed all the time. There was a point around October, November when I went to the office and Siddharth sir looked at me. He's like, "Tere face ko kya ho gaya hai?" And I told him, "Sir, it's a process. I will cut down till the time we reach the shoot."
Okay.
So that whole transformation journey, I gained around from 69 kgs, I went up to 79, 80 kgs, and I had mostly muscle. And yeah, after the shoot got over, I just stopped eating 7-8 times a day. And I came back to the normal 3 meals a day, and I lost certain weight. I've lost, like, I was 69, now I'm 74.
सी आमतौर पर जब कोई वर्कआउट करता है जिमिंग करता है तो उनके मोटिवेशंस होते हैं गाने फॉर यू वाज द मोटिवेशन लाइक ऋतिक को मारना है ऋतिक से मार खानी है ऋतिक को मारना है ऋतिक को मार खानी है आई मीन आई एम श्योर दैट यू वर बिल्डिंग एवरीथिंग फॉर दैट epic scene between you and him, right?
For sure. So I had made a playlist for myself for Azhar. Ki whenever I need to get into Azhar's character or stay in that zone, I used to listen to those songs. And mostly while working out during the shoot, I was listening to those songs. And since I worked out with a personal trainer, my trainer is a little strict. He doesn't take people if they drink, or he's very selective with his clients.
Okay.
So he did not like the fact that I'm listening to music and working out because he himself was there enough to motivate me during the workouts. But yeah, that playlist was there for me to stay in the mood.
Yeah.
And talking about workout motivation, I mean, I look forward to my workouts every day. So I'm very motivated in that way, by myself only.
Rishabh, tell us that, playing a negative character, what were the things that you kept in mind in terms of, how you want your eyes to look because they can scare the most. Of course, you spoke about your body. So what was your process in building the character of Azhar in your mind?
So when I got the role, right, I consulted an acting coach, Rachit Singh. And he told me that, because this character is not shouting or like not shouting and like beating his own people up. So the scary bits of this character should come from the eyes, like you just said. So we did exercises to get that inside, get that ingrained in me. One of which was he told me to be silent for 4 days at a stretch. And we did that 2-3 times. Okay. So for 4 days, imagine I did not speak, like no words came out of my mouth.
At all?
At all. Not even to my parents, not even to, if I had to eat something, I had to just text the guy. I was texting my parents. And while I was doing this, he told me not to watch anything else other than these war documentaries about the stuff going on in Syria or Iraq or Palestine and all these places. So continuously I was watching that, and now that it has translated in the film so well that people are actually hating my character, and like they could see the menacing force that Azhar Akhtar is, that really helped me really helped get Azhar's feeling inside me, because it was like, if you want to get the emotion in the eye, these exercises were ace, like top notch. Because there was a point I remember when I was watching these documentaries and I was not speaking to anyone. So there was a point where I could, literally, I was like, if I do this for a week, one more week, I'll take a flight to Syria and start fighting people myself. I was filled with so much rage and so much hatred towards humanity in general, because yeah, imagine there are children there who've not seen a normal day. For them, a normal day is hearing gunfire and like missiles being blown. So that really filled me with rage, and I think that translated on screen really well. Like even now, I'm getting goosebumps talking about that stuff.
I'm sure it must be very difficult for you to even come out of it, right? Like, ठीक है, you had to go through the entire journey of building Azhar, but were there any like repercussions later on?
Till now, to none. Like I don't know, I just snapped out of it once the shoot got over, because it was a very heavy shoot. My shoots, like my major schedule were action based, and I got a lot of injuries. Like there were times I would come back home and I would have a ice pack here, an ice pack here, an ice pack here. I have a picture also like that, where I have like 3 ice packs on my body, because it was very action heavy. And I think except for two action scenes, I did all of them on my own. So I was bruised and everything. But once the shoot got over, I just went out of Bombay. I went to chill with my friends and met my family, and then I was out of it.
Good. Speaking about eyes, conjunctivitis की दवाइयाँ कैसी चल रही है आपकी?
बहुत सही चल रही है.
दिख रहा है, like
देखो ना,
your eyes have
सफेद हो
become
गई.
perfect. नहीं, tell us everything that went behind keeping that one eye red. Was that makeup? How did it all come together?
So that was Siddharth sir's idea to give the character a red eye, and I think it played out really well. I mean, that did half the job right there. It was a lens, and it was not a eyeball lens. It was a lens this big.
Oh.
So I had to literally like the 2 people would hold my eye up, and then we had to put it. It was a task initially, I'll not lie, but after like 4-5 days of me trying to do it, it was comfortable then. And I mean, it was comfortable after a point of time. Then what I did was, whenever I...
आपको एक आंख से लाल ही दिख रहा था सब
नहीं
कुछ
नहीं
कि
नहीं
ऐसे?
नहीं लाल नहीं दिख रहा था. प्रॉपर थोड़ा सा, मतलब बोल सकते हो अगर 19-20 का फर्क था दोनों आंखों में. But what I used to do was, जब मैं शूट पे जाता था, that was the first thing I used to do. I would go and I'll straight up wear my lens, because as much as I would wear it, I would get comfortable with it. So it kind of became like a part of my body.
Right.
And Siddharth sir is so sweet, because it was such a big lens, right? He would every day check up on me. बेटा तेरी आँख ठीक है, irritation तो नहीं हो रही. In between shots, he would say, पहन के क्यों रखा हुआ है, उतार दे.
Correct.
And he was taking care of that like really nicely.
Tell us about Siddharth Anand's vision to this film. How was it working with him, being that director जिसने मतलब काफी सारी hit फिल्में बनाई हैं?
I mean, I am blessed beyond boundaries, to be honest, because it's Siddharth Anand. He's a big director, and I'm a debutant, my first film, right? So obviously, when you're new, you hesitate to talk to people who are up there, and sir did not make me feel like that even once. He was so chill on set. He was so good. He knows what he wants.
Yeah.
Like when we were shooting, I would sometimes look at sir when it was not my shot, and I could see that in his eyes the whole film is running. He knows what shot he wants, where he wants the characters to be placed, what sort of action does he want. So it was like working with a genius. Yeah. I mean, that is the kind of work I would aspire to do sometime in my life. In fact, I'll tell you a very sweet incident. So when we were on set, first day of action, we were shooting in May, in the heat. And you remember that scene where I'm coming out of a burning building with a gun in my hand? So that building was burning, and we did like 2-3 takes of that. So after the final take, I came out, and this has never happened to me before. I've never been dehydrated or I had a heat stroke before, and I've always been an outside, sort of a kid, playing and everything. I got dehydrated and I got a heat stroke and I fainted on set.
Oh.
And then I was in my vanity resting. When I got better, I came back. Sir asked me, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Okay." And then we went ahead and shot the rest. But like that happened, and immediately sir was like, "मेरा villain है, इसको एक spot लाके दो. ये इधर उधर भागना नहीं चाहिए, मुझे दिखना नहीं चाहिए, इसको जो चाहिए मिल जाना चाहिए." And I was like, "अरे sir, thank you so much. How कितनी इज्जत दोगे?" अब literally like कि तो दिले कितनी बारी लोगे?
Now it is a star-studded film with some of the finest actors as well. What was your reaction जब आपने पहली बार ऋतिक रोशन को देखा, उनसे मिले या फिर सीन शेयर किया?
So honestly, जब मैं सेट पे था, ऋतिक सर चलते हुए आ रहे थे, मैंने उनको देखा and I was like, "Oh God, what a man."
इससे मार खाने में कितना मजा आएगा?
मतलब मैं वहां तक पहुंच ही रहा था उस सोच तक कि मेरा अपना दिमाग आ गया कि भाई कंट्रोल जो भी है, यू कैन टेल हिम लेटर, राइट नाउ, बिकॉज द कैरेक्टर वाज वेरी इंटेंस यार. एंड माय एक्टिंग कोच टोल्ड मी कि भाई प्लीज कुछ भी करके डोंट लेट दैट फीलिंग गो, बिकॉज इफ दैट गोज इन द मिडल इट विल नॉट बी दैट इजी टू गेट बैक.
Correct.
So I kind of controlled myself. I was calm and I met him, greeted him very nicely, and then I just went in my corner and waited for the shot. Because मेरे को वो zone से बाहर नहीं आना था. It was my first film also, and I wanted to give an exceptional performance. But then I met him after that, and towards the end we were joking with each other, and it was very nice. Like Siddharth sir did not make me feel that he is this big director. Hrithik sir was also very humble, very sweet, and like aisa, he made it very comfortable for me to shoot also. Like, you know, when we were doing the action scenes, I was obviously first time I was doing an action scene, and I was in general scared कि मैं किसी को भी punch ना कर दूँ गलती से.
Correct.
And when I'm fighting against Hrithik Roshan, वो तो एक there was an extra level of, you know, caution I had to keep in mind. So he could figure that out, that I'm holding back a little bit. And he told me, "Listen, you give it your all. It's your job to punch and it's my job to make sure I don't get punched. So I'll do it properly, you just do it properly." And that is when I opened up a little, and then I went all out. And he's a professional. He's like so good with his work. नहीं लगी किसी को, touch wood.
Was there any kind of FOMO that you were getting, because there's this cast that is enjoying themselves on one side, गाने चल रहे, dance हो रहा है, you couldn't get to dance, of course.
I was glad.
Really?
I was glad.
You're not a dancer?
I am, but in my first film, I don't want to dance opposite, like in front of Hrithik sir. Yeah, he's like probably one of the best dancers in the world. So I was glad dance ka nahi hai, but yeah, I did have a FOMO. I wanted to chill with the whole cast as well, but our schedules were so different that I only shot with Hrithik sir, Karan bhai, and Akshay. All three of them.
Just tell us what was your favorite scene in the entire film?
My favorite scene in the entire film was the one where I'm coming out with a gun. That whole sequence was mind blowing for me, because I'm a Bollywood buff. मैंने सारी पिक्चरें देखी है.
जी.
And I was the kind of kid who would, after watching a film, come out and start acting like the characters of the film, right? So doing that whole shooting thing, the bomb being thrown inside the house, me jumping, then getting onto the car, that whole sequence was like my favorite part of the film.
So have you been a Bollywood buff like all your life?
All my life.
And was that the reason why there was an entire transformation? क्योंकि आपने कहा था कि in school you were overweight, and from there you wanted to have an entire transformation. So tell us about it.
So that transformation was very accidental, if I'm being very honest.
Okay.
I went to study in South India, and I was a kid who would eat like Domino's ka large pizza with a Coke and like a garlic bread all by myself for dinner. And that was 3 times a week. I used to eat a lot. So I was like 120 kgs by the time I graduated from school, and then I went to study in South India.
Okay.
There was a cultural difference. Where I was studying, there were no food branches, food chains or anything like that. No Domino's, no McDonald's, nothing. And when I went there, I did not really like the food over there. And I could see that I'm losing weight. In like 1 or 2 weeks, I lost like 3-4 kgs without doing anything. My classes were like a 20-minute walk from my hostel. So I was just losing weight, and I was like, this is the only chance I'm going to get to lose weight. Because once I go back home, like Punjabi family, they will keep stuffing you with food. So I stopped eating.
Achha.
For the first 6 months of my college, I survived only on 1 packet of Maggi, that too for dinner. Anytime
entire day?
Entire day. Anytime I was feeling hungry, I would just gulp a bottle of water, full bottle of water in one go, and I would be full for like the next 2-3 hours. I did that for 6 months. I came down from 120 kgs to somewhere around 70 kgs.
What?
Yeah. And then in the second semester, I went a little more berserk and I shifted from one Maggie to a packet of biscuit in the entire day. And then I reached around 59 kgs.
Can you just add that people should not try this, please?
Yeah, please do not try this because I did not know what I was doing at that time, and it is a very unhealthy way to lose weight. Because I used to faint a lot at that time, and I thought, what is happening? I thought maybe something like that, but it was weakness.
Correct.
When I came down to 59 kgs, I had my bones were protruding from here and there, and I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, bro, anyone will come and just push you and whack you off. And that's when I was like, okay, I need to build something of myself,
You
right?
start training.
Once I started working out, I literally fell in love with it. I could see my body transforming, and when I came back to Delhi after college, then I continued working out till a point where I realized I would love to compete. I prepared my body for a bodybuilding competition. I did like 2 competitions back in 2017.
Okay.
I won in one of those. I came second. Yeah, but then it wasn't sustainable. The kind of model that was there in India at that time was not sustainable. So then I left that. And then I shifted to Bombay to pursue acting. That's a whole different story.
Wonderful. अब ये बता that how was your family's reaction? What are they saying about the film?
So they loved it. My mom, dad are the sort of people.
Was mom okay with you playing a negative character?
Yeah, they are completely fine. They just wanted ki if you've gone there, now do something. So my family is the kind jo, like from my childhood, they've been like super chill. Where people were getting, their parents were scolding them and beating them up for getting like 90%, 92% marks. My parents were celebrating if I was getting around 60, 65, 70% marks also. So for this to happen, this is probably the biggest thing to happen in my life or something in my family as well.
Yeah.
They are overjoyed. And I'm not even kidding, okay? Me signing the film, me doing the film doing so well, my performance being appreciated. All of this gives me a lot of happiness. But the kind of love and respect that my mom and my dad got at the premiere, like Hrithik sir, Deepika ma'am, Siddharth sir, all of them were so sweet to them. They praised me to them.
Yeah.
And that the happiness on their faces at that time, I can't that is incomparable to anything else because they've always they've never said no to me for anything. And I think the biggest gift that I can give them is get them respected by the world. So well, that was the biggest high for me.
What about the women fan following increasing?
Touch wood, finally.
Are you finding it around? आपको दिख रहा है आसपास?
So a very funny thing happened. I was coming back from Delhi day before, and I sat on my seat, and there was a kid sitting next to me, and her mom was with her. And her mom turns around and tells me, "Listen, you look a lot like Rishabh Sawhney." I'm like, I am Rishabh Sawhney. That was the first time someone has used my name in a third person. That was like a very good feeling.
What a feeling. It's going to stay for long.
Touch wood.
This is great, Rishabh. We're so happy. What are the other projects coming your way? Have you signed on anything that you'd like to talk about?
No, not right now. I'm in talks with people for different projects, but I can't really speak about anything. Hi guys, this is Rishabh Sawhney and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.